Hey guys, Romero here, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you could potentially get your ski back if it ever gets stolen. We're coming upon the riding season where everybody's interested in picking up a new PWC. Well, we also have those people that like to pick up their new PWCs from other people. There's only so much you could do to secure your PWC, whether it's locking it up in a garage, putting all these trailer locks on the hitch and on the wheels, and unfortunately, there's plenty of people like myself who park their ski outside. Uh, for instance, I park mine in a boatyard, um, where oftentimes, even though we have cameras, there's people or traffic going in and out of that boatyard. Not everybody who I know. While I am confident that it is somewhat secure in there, I'm not 100% confident. So if it ever goes missing, one of the things I've been using since my motorcycle days, my friends and I have been using ever since our motorcycle days, is we would use either an Apple AirTag or a Samsung Smart Tag on the motorcycle to hopefully help us find it. We've been lucky in that none had ever gone missing, but I've been using the same concept with my PWC. So the way these work is once you register these to your phone, they will periodically send updates to your phone, right? So if you have an Apple, you'll use an Apple AirTag, you'll register it. And anytime there's an Apple phone nearby, it doesn't necessarily have to be yours, it will send a location update to your phone. And you could track it and everything. Same thing with the Samsung one. If there's a Samsung phone nearby, you could see on your app where it's at, where it's been. And once you notice that your PWC is missing, potentially these could help you find it again. Now, one of the things that you want to be careful is that once you register these, you confirm that your location is being updated, is you want to hide these somewhere your PWC where they're difficult to find. Um, if these trackers are following a phone or near a phone, right, after about 5-10 minutes, they will notify the phone that there's a tracker nearby if the tracker is not registered to that phone, right? So now they get a notification saying, hey, you're being tracked. Obviously, they're going to assume that it's on the PWC. So you want to make these difficult to hide. So the way I've been doing that is these are waterproof, right? Or not waterproof, but they're water resistant. And so you can pretty much put them anywhere in the ski and not worry too much about, them getting wet. Should you have, let's say, a ski that allows, like, for instance, if you put these inside the hole, if you have a wet hole, then there's really no concern of these getting wet. But you do want to be careful with the heat of the motor, right? So you don't want to put them too close. You kind of want to be careful. So one of the things I do is these are nice, bright and white, right? So I've been using these little cases that you could put them in um, to not only helps them, cover them from water again, but it also has double-sided tape where you could simply close this, stick it somewhere, and you're good, right? Now, this is the one for the Samsung. It just simply fits in there. You close this up and peel off this double-sided tape, put it somewhere, you're good. This is the one for the Apple, and you just twist it on, and boom, becomes even more water resistant. Becomes a little bit more resistant to the heat, and because it's black, it's easier to hide, right? So yeah, just be careful with where you're placing these. You want them, in a place where, again, you can hide them pretty well. You don't want people to find these, easily, but you also want to stay away from the heat from the motor. So I've been using these trackers for, I don't know, a couple of years now, and they work pretty well. I personally have an Android phone, so I use a Samsung one, and it gives you historical updates as to where your PWC has been. Now, The reason I have an Apple AirTag here is because, I happen to be privileged with an overprotective daughter who has an iPhone. So she registers the AirTag to her phone and she keeps track of where I'm at when I'm out on the water. So I have a redundancy plan, with these two. Now, it works great because, once again, if your thief happens to have an Apple phone, the Apple AirTag is going to be sending updates, and if they happen to have an Android phone, the Smart Tag is going to send updates. But just a little bit more on these Smart Tags is that they are fairly inexpensive. You could buy a multi-pack of them. For instance, this is a 4-pack of AirTags that was on sale for like $60. So you could usually find them for about $20 a piece when they're on sale. In this case, it was $15 a piece, right? So I usually buy them in a multi-pack. Obviously, you can use these for other things than just your PWCs. The batteries last fairly long. They last about a year. The Samsung that I have on mine, this one right here, went about a year and a half, and the battery was still good. I just replaced the battery. It's really simple on these. There's a little pinhole right there. This little back cover opens up, and you just replace it with I think it's a 2032 watch battery. The Apple works very similar, works with the same type of battery actually, and you just twist it off and the battery's right there. So as far as price, they're super convenient. There's no subscription or anything that you have to register with. So yeah, this is just an inexpensive way of potentially helping you recover your skis should it ever go missing. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, feel free to comment, subscribe, like it, all the YouTube spiel, and see you in the next one.
Police on Long Island are now looking for a thief who stole a Sea-Doo, which is kind of like a jet ski, right out of someone's driveway. All of this caught on camera, too. And News 4's Pacey Cheng has the new video and the owner's plea to get this thing back.
Right here.
Okay,
yeah.
This is where the jet ski is.
Yeah, on the trailer.
Chris Montalbano points to where his Sea-Doo personal watercraft used to sit. When he drove home from work Wednesday, it was gone.
I was kind of like baffled for a minute, like, well, maybe my son was joking around and he took it somewhere.
But this was no prank, as he saw on one of his security cameras. The driver of the silver truck pulls up to his house, gets out, and swiftly hitches the Sea-Doo and drives away. Happened at 12:30 in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked, especially during the day. I couldn't believe at 12:30 during the day that they would be so brazen just to pull up and do it.